you need to know also that the challenge of wasted bread is now globally treated in three solutions. So, for example, bread waste is coming to a biogas production. It's coming, it's creating an animal food. So, for example, people from the agriculture market, they are sometimes they come to the bakeries and they get the unsold bread, stale bread, to feed their animals. And the third solution is utilization. So the bread is going is wasted. So at any of these solutions, bread it's not treated as a valuable product. And it's not it's just falling out from the food chain. This is really important that if you have an artisan bread which is on sourdough, which quality is really great quality, the solution is not to trash it or not to put it to animals, of course, with a respect to animals, but to think about how to not fall it out from the food chain. So how to preserve the quality. And in the process of Rebread, after meetings with bakeries, after researching our own situation in our bakery, it was the need was to collect this bread. The bread, when I think about the stale bread, it's of course 2-3 days after it's baked. So you need to think about that in that way. The collecting process is then putting into cutting. So you cutting into slices and drying at high temperature. So you need to have space for that. You need to have also technology for that. Then grinding to make it more less actually, and then storing in a chamber, and then it's ready to rebread. So it's ready to make other products or services from that. And of course, in this process, you see in the fifth step, distillations, because distillation was the first idea for Rebread. What to do with the first part of half of the ton of waste of unsold bread that we collected for 6 months. So after 6 months, we collected some bread to make a prototype, but also this was not only an experiment, because it goes to the market and it's sold now. But also after storing, you can make other products that I will of course today show you also in the next slides. What is the service value here? Because I mentioned that we not only create a product, but also have a service for other organizations which are in the service network. And so the first thing is solving problems of artisan bakeries, because I already mentioned that, for example, if you have your own artisan bakery, there is not enough space. There's always not enough space for baking, for processes, for people. The logistics of putting the unsold bread in some other places, it's really tough, and it needs money for having that, and the heart. So when you have this unsold bread and you are a baker or you are an owner of this business, it's really hard for you to trash this bread. So in Rebread, the service is based on having the logistics on our side. We have this kind of space for storing that, collecting that, grinding, and other technology things, the machines that are doing it for these bakeries. And they are not pay they not pay for that, but they in the second thing, they have new products and offer and adding value to their customers. For example, the first products that are now during the prototypes time, it's packaging, it's having new options on zero waste options in many, and also cosmetics. And the third thing is adding value to services, because when you have your own restaurants or bakery, the Rebread is also consult the menu, it's having ideas for zero waste options, but also solving sustainable issues and helping with education for team members, for the staff on zero waste management, because there is still a really big problem in, for example, restaurants and people who are managing the restaurants. When you think about how they manage the waste food. In many restaurants, the wasted food is just trashed, and there is no politics, there is no rules how to make another products from that. So also the service here, it's not only like the first thing that it's collecting and logistics when it comes to collecting the stale bread, unsold bread from the other parties, other organizations, but also a consulting and having creating for them and their clients new values. Of course, the idea of the products was also during the research phase, because we found only one bakery which is creating from the bread, which is creating the new product, the alcohol. So the alcohol was our first product. And this bakery is from Austria, and they share the information that they, until now, they saved over 1,040 hundreds of kilos here of bread. So the transparency here of the communication also is really important, because you can manage to really know how much bread, how many loaves of bread you save. And here you see a great alcohol, because this is a liqueur in Poland, but also they made the gin and whiskey. And this was our first product, which is now sold. It is selling in our restaurants, so in Handelek, but not only. And you can see not the prototype, but the real product. It's saved over 550 kilos of bread. So in this one bottle is 3 loaves of bread saved. And the really important thing is that the first edition, it's made from our bread, but the second one, it connects other artisan bakeries in Krakow that we collected the bread in our bread collecting service. And the second edition of this product will be live next month, and will be based on products on bread from other bakeries, from other 7 bakeries in Krakow. So the service comes up to the product, which is, for example, here the alcohol, but not only. I will show you the other slides now. The consulting services that I mentioned, it's really important part of the whole Rebread service, because having the expertise in managing the restaurants and bakery, now we also consult zero waste menu options, for example, how to identify the most wasted food in your place, in the restaurant place. If I will, show this for example, a business owner, and then try to make the new sustainable elements of menu. Also to create a better experience and viability of the menu and the restaurant, training for staff, managing the bread waste, so making a politics in a restaurants and other places how to manage this waste, not only a bread but also other elements. Because this is something which is really a fundamental thing, and it's in awareness, it's in the mindset, and this is also a mission for the Rebread to help other organizations which are managing not only bread but also other food options. And when we started the project on May this year, because actually the dynamic of the Rebread is really high. So the first year goals was to create a community around the craft products and craft not only alcohol but also other products like cosmetics and packaging that I will show you the prototypes of, and the zero waste idea, because the mission it's not selling products and services actually, but it's really counting how much bread we not wasted because of that idea. And really a great thing is that we had the proof from the community, from the experts, influencers, that, for example, this alcohol that I showed you won in a category of crafted alcohols from grains. And it was blind testing, so people were not seeing the packaging. They didn't see that this is the attractive zero waste option, but they only know the taste. So the taste of wasted of food waste can be also a great one. And also the community around this idea, it's really a great base for the research, because we have many people who give us a feedback, give us also questions about how to manage the bread waste and what to do with the bread, also in their home, at home. And the year goal is also have a crowdfunding campaign, so co-creating with this community the next money, but also the next steps for the Rebread. Every step of this service design process is made actually from 2017, when I started Handelek, which was also the master thesis in service innovation and design at Laura. So of course, when we think about the service design space here, was of course classic part of some phases, but of course it's constant reinvented when it comes to Rebread. The base is co-creation, ideation workshops with people, with other bakeries, but also with customers. Getting feedback from the events and by sharing the prototypes that I will show you. So everything is integrated with these two parts, that we have these restaurants and our customers, but also in our network, our bakeries and other markets that are sharing and selling the bread. And validation of the concept and the services, but also products. And we plan it on the really important events when it comes to sustainability, food and food systems. And we the confrontation with experts and market was a really important part of the implementation, but also testing. Here you can find the two events that the idea was shared. So the Great Test Zero Waste and the Future of Food Conference, which is the founder and the organizer of this conference is EIT Food, so really important organization in the world, which is talking about the food value, but also the services. And also the research was based on ethnography and interviews with over 40 bakeries, but also with people who are running the businesses where bread is important. We were also part of the Food Tech Accelerator, where during events over 300 of people test our products. At the products I will show you, because this was the prototypes. This one, as you see here, it's a peeling from the wasted bread. 30% of the ingredients, this is bread, and over 70 people were having an opportunity to taste this and have the experience of peeling with bread and, for example, orange or rose. So this is something that was really exciting. And here you can see the prototypes which were distributed during these events. I always say that you need to provocate people, so you need to make a prototyping provocation and see what will be the experience, what will be questions from for example during the tasting and prototyping. Here there are posts from people, actually from Instagram, that they were invited on this event, and you see the shampoo from the stale bread and the peeling. But also the most exciting thing is that we are also we invited the universities for that process, and now because of the innovation grant, Rebread is testing the packaging and 3D printing prototypes from the stale bread. So this is something which is really exciting, because the scale will can be really big here. So the amount of not wasted bread can be something more than for example this first product, alcohol. So I mean here plates, bowls, cutlery, and other things which can be the source or the base can be wasted bread. And you see the first prototypes here. So actually the bread can be a really great source for other new products and services here. It's not going to the trash, but it can be a really new innovation product. And really important thing is that now Rebread is under the planning with partners which also are in this mission, the own testing lab for getting these prototypes ready for the market and other people to research on, and getting feedback during events and also internet and ethnography. So these are the first machines which are under planning and under budgeting, I can say, for now on. And actually, I wanted to show at the end this mission of Rebread, because as you can see here, the case, it's about saving the value of bread in services for other organizations, because we are not the only one here, but we have this challenge of wasted bread with other artisan bakeries. So this consulting also is a part for that, but also products which are really going live and getting feedback from other people, experts and customers. So I hope that the next steps will be more bakeries, more organization involved in the process and the service network, and also dynamic part of the next steps for Rebread when it comes to funding and being more than a startup. So thank you for that. For me, it was really exciting to share with you this idea, and hope that we will save more bread. If you will have any ideas for that, for the services in that field, I'm really open to Q&A now, and also to some other meetings after this event.